Join me to paint whimsical cats using watercolor. I divided my A5 sized watercolor paper into 4 sections to paint 4 different cats. I mixed Scarlet Lake with Gamboge Yellow to get a vibrant orange, which is used to paint the background for the first cat. I'm using Payne's Grey on the wet background to create the backside structure of the cat. Ensure that there is no puddle of pigment on the wet background. If there is a puddle, then the applied Payne's Grey will spread and affects the cat structure. So tilt the board to collect the excess pigment near the tape and wipe with a waistcloth. This prevents the puddle, and also use Payne's Grey in butter consistency. To paint the second cat, we will focus on its front side with a simple structure. I'm using the same mix, which is Gamboge Yellow with a touch of Scarlet Lake to paint the background. I'm using a medium value of indigo pigment to paint the cat. Just like in the first section, we need to ensure there are no pigment puddles on the background. If any, tilt the board and remove those excess pigment. For both the first and second cats, I painted their faces as slightly horizontally stretched circle shapes. Their bodies are in the form of inverted letter U shape. After filling in the pigment for both the areas, I added ears and tails. Next, I mix indigo pigment with Payne's Grey to paint the darkest area of the cat. I use this pigment to paint under the neck and between the legs of the cat. Next, let's sketch the third cat. Here is the sketch needed for this cat. You can simply copy the sketch onto your watercolor paper. We will be using wet on wet technique to paint this cat. I mixed Gamboge Yellow, Scarlet Lake, Crimson Lake and a touch of indigo for the paint. Start with a light value of this mix for the cat and also ensure that there are no puddles of water on the paper. Next, I'm using the medium value of the same mix to paint near the outline of the cat. To the mix that is already present on the palette, I added more indigo pigment to get a dark value which is used to add stripes on the cat. I'm using indigo pigment to paint the background. For the fourth cat, once again, we have to sketch a simple cat structure. The sketch needed is given here. You can copy it onto your watercolor paper. Since this is a white cat, we only need to add a background. I wetted the areas around the cat, then I'm using indigo pigment to paint the background. I'm adding some details to this white cat. If you want, you can add it or leave it as white. I'm using light value of indigo pigment to add details to this cat. After painting all the cats, we need to add eyes, nose and mouth for them. I'll be using a black pen to add those details. If you have a liner brush, you can use that as well. Since I don't have one, I'll be using a black pen. We have reached the end of this painting journey with whimsical cats, suitable for anyone at any age. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. See you in another video. Until then, take care and bye bye from Prema.